Silence now. I'm your Cilla Black for tonight, and I'm here to introduce you to a very important event. It's the 2nd of December, but it's almost World AIDS Day. We tend to be a little bit late in this community. So here we are celebrating the fact that there is still 34 million people living with HIV on this planet, you know that, and over 36 million people have died of AIDS. So, we need to, I know that for many of us it's a moment to commemorate the one that we lost, but still there is many of us that are living with this virus in a fabulous way, and we want to celebrate that, right? Good boy, sit down. Nice. So, this is just here, sorry with this window, you know. I use it all the time. No, okay. So, well, what my little boy has taught me is that in spite of stigma, in spite of hate, in spite of all the takat to services and austerity, what it really matters is love. Yeah. Love. So we are here to celebrate love, and we're going to help some very fabulous people to find the one, the real one. But before we move on and I introduce you to our fantastic contestant, I would like to remind you why we are here. We are here as well to celebrate our comrade Jacob, who passed away very recently, to remind us that even if we have pills, people are still dying. They might not be dying of AIDS, they might be dying of loneliness, they might be dying because they are isolated, they might be dying for so many other reasons. And all the funds from tonight will go to Jacob's favorite charity, St. Stephen's, and yes. And they will be shared as well with the hardship fund, with Positively UK's hardship fund, and all the funds are available for people who are facing a crisis, and I can tell you there is lots of them. I can see a few of you down there, so you know, next time you know where to turn up if you need a little bit of cash. Now, you know, as soon as I talk about money, you know, it's like, fine. So, what I'm really here for is for love. So, without further ado, I would like to invite my contestants to come in. Please. So another round of applause for our contestants. So let's see who we have here tonight. Contestant number 1, what's your name and where you come from?
My name is Bullbuster. And I am the CEO of all the pharmaceutical companies. By day, and a dominatrix Race by Night.
Contestant number 2, what's your name and where you come from?
My name is Jarek. I come from Poland. I come from a very small town when I was the only queer person. But now I'm living my fabulous queer life in London. Thank you. And I'm hoping to find love in any shape or size. I don't care. I just need love.
How lovely.
Wow.
And now to this lovely lady, I think. Contestant number 3, what's your name and where you come from?
Hello, my name is Liberty Grace and I'm from Connecticut. And I'm here tonight because I don't have a husband. But that's all going to change for me because I'm here looking for love and I know that Mr. Waspy Wright is out there tonight.
And now we would have to see who will be here to very soon be united in the magic embrace. So glad the date is here. Where you come from?
My name is Claire, and I come from London.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
I'm here looking for love.
Okay. So, are you ready to find out a little bit more about what destiny has put in front of you?
Yes, I can't wait.
So, what's your first question?
My first question is, what positive thing has come about with you being HIV positive? And that goes to contestant number 1.
Loads of money. I get to control everything. When the drugs come out, how much they're going to be, if I feel like it, depends on whether it's a Wednesday or a day with a wife.
Security, come on. So, the same question to the second number 2?
Number 2.
Okay, sorry.
Hello. So, since I'm HIV positive, I don't really need to care about anything else. I can sleep with whoever I want, positive, negative. You know, I don't need to care about the diseases. Well, maybe except my very good friends, super chlamydia and super gonorrhea. But they come and go. They come and go.
Thank you. And shall we hear from contestant number 3?
Yes.
Hello. I think there's been a little misunderstanding tonight because I'm here looking for a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant husband. And I don't know what this HIV is. Can someone tell me? Can anyone tell me? Can you tell me what is HIV?
Are you serious?
Yes, I was voted Miss Stigma 2016. I know everything there is to know about stigmatizing everybody. And to that end, and I try to be as ignorant as possible. And for me, the most positive thing about being so positive in my ignorance and stigmatization is that it's made me the beautiful soul that I am today. Is that an answer?
And I've forgotten to take my antipsychotic medication because mental health affects us much harder in the HIV and hepatitis C communities. What do you do to calm me down? And that goes to contestant number 3.
I don't know what a lot of those words meant, but what I do know is that the thing that calms me down the most is listening to the CNN and Fox News every single day, where President Trump tells us how wonderfully our country is.
Just on a date, I would spare you one of my pills.
Shall we hear from contestant number 2?
Yeah.
Well, I think the best cure for all those is love. Spreading love. I would give you the massive hug. Look into your eyes. Make sure you're happy and stay as long as you want.
Well, Claire. Oh, you can hear your heartbeat from here. Ooh. So, what's the next question for our contestants?
Okay, my final question is, you can sit on a park bench and talk for 2 hours with someone about your diabetes, said Luke Alexander, a young and outspoken HIV positive activist. But you can't do that with HIV because you'll get a look of fear and shock. What would you rather do on a park bench with me?
Which contestant?
Shall we just go in order?
Number 1.
Pet, come here. On all fours.
You must be nice, John.
This is what I would use you for. Stroke my feet.
Hey! Seriously? To your corner, down there.
Well, I guess first of all I would find much more comfortable place for us to sit on. And we could do whatever you please, as long as you're happy. Because I'm eager to please.
Thank you. Well, when I'm married to my future husband, I won't have any ideas or opinions about what we should do with our time. I will leave it entirely up to him. So, honey, darling, I will do whatever it is that you want me to do on that bench, as long as it's in Connecticut.
Oh, well, Claire. So, we have heard from dominatrix by day and the pharma CEO by night, or maybe it was the other way around. And who would use you as a stool on a park bench, right? Or a yak from Poland, the only gay in the village, allegedly, who would do anything that pleases you. And from Liberty, that as well seems quite flexible in Connecticut. So, who do you choose?
Well, it's really difficult, but I think I'm going to have to go with number 2.
Let's
in memory of lovely Jacob Alexander we lost a couple of months ago. And his mom couldn't be here, but she gave us a lovely statement to read out, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Jacqueline. I'm Jacob Alexander's mom. When I spoke with Dan last night, he asked me what I wanted people to take away from this evening. And I suppose the message I'd like you to all keep in your mind and heart going forward is that change really can start with just one person. Ever since Jacob was diagnosed with HIV positive, I have always said education is key. It's always alright for a person to be ignorant about HIV in the first instance, but then to perpetuate that ignorance by not being interested enough to listen, or by not being prepared to be educated about something so important is actually never okay. This is how we can all help to stop stigma. For those living with HIV, talk about your story. Don't be concerned about the ignorance of others. You never know, if just one person is listening, then you have the possibility to change through the process, and that's where the change begins, with education.
I'm Charlie Case. I was one of Jacob's friends. I wish I was one of Jacob's closer friends. But he was an inspiration to me as a HIV patient myself in the community. I got diagnosed a few months before him, and within the time it took for me to compose myself with my diagnosis, he had gone out there on TED Talks and changed people's attitudes across the world about his own diagnosis. So to me, he was an inspiration back then. But now, like, I'm still heartbroken over it. Like, I'm not gonna stand here and pretend that I'm not. But I'm gonna carry on reading this text. Okay, let's find it. Okay. When Jacob was diagnosed on the morning of his 22nd birthday, he found the useful information, but there was nothing to connect him to other newly diagnosed young people or people who were living a successful life with HIV. So Jacob created his app, the Positive Project. He bravely declared complete transparency. He was HIV positive. He wanted to create a pathway to information, education, and to connect people, to create positivity, and that's where #Alexandr Army was created on March on positivity, to show there is life after diagnosis. Jake was passionate about HIV education, as that's where we can change everything. But by downloading Jacob's app, you can change just one person's mind, and they can in turn change another person's mind, then anything is possible. We could stop the stigma before it has a chance to grow, and that could really make a difference. I think it's also important to remember HIV research, because without all of that and the advances in HIV prevention and treatments, we would still be living with the devastating diagnosis of AIDS. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a fabulous evening.
Wow, look at you. Contestant number one. What's your name? Where you come from?
Oh, I'm Howell and I'm from Wales.
And you, look at you as well. My goodness, this is no. Come here, darling. What's your name? Where you come from?
I'm Helen Long from the HIV his grandma.
Oh, where you come from?
From Manchester.
And I'm lost for words. My lines. Contestant number 3. What's your name and where you come from?
Is spiritual HIV positive love, and I come from the universe.
So now, who will be the lucky babe? Oh, you're here. Oh. Can I have a date? Hello. Oh.
I'm so pleased to be here. I'm a little nervous, and when I get nervous, I talk an awful lot.
What's your name and where you come from?
Well, I come from everywhere. I travel around. My family name is Metalysis, and my given name is Mixie, so I'm Mixie Metalysis.
Wow! So what brings you here?
Well, you see, I recently realized that I'm a gender fluid, polyamorous, right-arm kind of person. And I put myself out there an awful lot. But, you know, we all need a little bit of love. And I haven't quite found the right person yet. So that's why I'm here.
Yes, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So, what's your first question? And to who?
Oh, I think I'll start with number 3. Now, number 3, contestant number 3. I want to ask you, I want you to go back in time to your younger self, when you were first diagnosed, and I want you to say to that younger self a good piece of advice, maybe a piece of advice that you really would have done with that time when you were first diagnosed. How would you have dated? What would you be your best tips to your younger self? That's a really important
Good question. Who doesn't need some dating tips here? So, contestant number 3.
I will say breathe, and the universe is supporting you.
Is what?
Support.
All right.
All right.
That's a very interesting answer. That may be a little deep for me, I think. But yeah, very interesting. So, question to contestant number 2, that very same question, if you could go back to your younger self and give your younger self a piece of advice on how to date, what would be the best tips you would give to your younger self? Contestant number 2, please tell me.
There is life after HIV and herpes. There's sex, you can have as much sex as you want. You know, I'm not getting any. What? But I have lots of amazing product sex. So much I've been banned from BT boxes.
Yeah, That sounds like a very decisive kind of person. I wonder now what question, what answer contestant number 1 would give to that question. If you could go back to your younger self, how would you advise that younger self today?
Take your bloody medication.
Well, that's very practical. I'm getting to know you 3 a little bit more, but I want to give you a really challenging question now. I want to give you the scenario of you being stuck in a lift, an elevator as we say, a lift with Richard Branson. You know that man? He is a scoundrel. He comes across as really good, but you know what? He stole £2 million from the British NHS because he sued the British NHS when he lost the contract, and he's rich enough, he didn't need to do that. So, I want you all to think, yes, Richard Branson stuck in a lift with that man. I want you all to picture that. Now, you're stuck in this lift and you look in your handbag. You carry a handbag. And in your handbag, there's a pie, uneaten pie. And a pair of handcuffs that you just carry on the off chance. And you know what else is in your handbag? A little piglet. A little piglet. And I want you to think what you would do to Richard Branson with those 3 things if you were stuck in a lift with him. Contestant number 2, please.
Oh my God, that's complex.
Well, I would make the pig shit and stuff the shit in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'd eat the pie, and I'd handcuff him to the lift railing.
Well, that's a very interesting answer. I wonder now what contestant number 3 would say to that. If you were stuck in a lift, contestant number 3, I'd like to know what you would do with the handcuffs, the pie, and a little piglet, and Richard Branson.
I will tidy with the cuffs Branson on the bar while cuddling the pig and eating the pie.
Well, that's very sensible. That's very sensible. You know, we've all got to keep our nutrition up. We've all got to look after our diet. And who knows how long we might be stuck in that lift. It's very sensible to eat the pie and possibly eat him as well. Okay, so how would you answer that very same question, contestant number 1? What would you do with Richard Branson?
Well, first of all, I'd stash the handcuffs. I'm not wasting those on the little piglet tip. And then I shove the pie in his face and the pig down his trousers.
What a saucy man. What a very saucy person. I do like that spunk. Anyway, I want to say now something very deep and meaningful. I want to ask the contestants something that's very close to my heart. You see, we all get a little lonely. We all have a little loneliness sometimes in our lives. We all maybe suffer a little mental health issues. And, you know, these may be because we're like that naturally, or maybe because it's the medication side effects, or maybe we're just nervous to start dating again. Now, I get lonely, contestants. Contestant number 2, how would you cheer me up if I got lonely? What would you do to perk me up?
Well, mix some pulses. I will give you a naked, full body massage. Lap dance! Follow by sex because I'm horny!
Oh, that sounds quite thrilling. I wonder what contestant number 3 would like to offer to cheer me up.
I would say breathe.
relax, and then flow your mula banda into your down part while you are pulling down your trousers. Well, that ended with a saucy.
There's a line, certain kind of line, well, shown on me. I did my whole life to live with you, with me, to live with you. There's a way.
Oh, that way.
Everybody saying,
Say it.
to reach another little thing.
Oh, that little thing.
What good does it bring if I ain't got you? If I ain't got you. Baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you.
That's so beautiful. I'm going to have a tough time making my mind up. They're all so sexy and sensual and cuddly. I just don't know.
So, the time has come to make a choice that might change the rest of your life. Will you choose high water, where? Oh, the hottest grandma!
Well, the love god does sound very sensual, but I'm worried that I might not be physically fit enough to I don't want to break my bones or anything. Okay, so the Holy Grail. Now, I do like the Holy Grail now. I could do the Holy Grail. I mean, the audience reaction seems to be so very good, but you know what? That voice of contestant number one, the charm with that song. I'm gonna go for contestant number one. I think we've already done it together before. Oh my God, he's an old flame. Oh my God. I didn't really want to go there, but never. Oh, excuse me, I better run. Excuse me.
gonna love me. You're gonna love me. Yes, you are. And I am telling you, I'm not going, even though there are times I swear that's just